right now at 9. Tragedy strikes Congress.
A gunman has his sights set on lawmakers.
The world changed a little bit for us.
Today, a message of unity in the House.
An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us.
And the White House.
We are strongest when we are unified.
As we learn more about the shooter and his troubled past, we have live night team coverage from Virginia.
Clear, comfortable overnight tonight. The humidity is set to return. I'll let you know when.
Then an ER emergency when a patient stabs a nurse at this Southbridge hospital.
Also tonight, a deadly towering inferno overseas as an apartment building burns up in London.
And take a look at this wild attack. A rabid fox gets tossed away.
Then comes back for more. It's all now from the night team.
7 News at 9 starts now. Tonight at 9.
There's also a victim down in the baseball field.
A dangerous day in the Diamond. A gunman locked on lawmakers.
You have a baseball bat, they have a rifle, you're defenseless.
Somebody on the field yelling, "Run, he's got a gun."
Tonight, the victims.
He's a patriot, and he's a fighter.
The heroes.
This tragic event would have been much, much worse.
And the shooter with a chilling past.
But I can see how he's pretty well fed up with some of this stuff.
In a targeted tragedy in Virginia.
We've just learned tonight that President Trump is visiting the hospital right now where Congressman Steve Scalise is recovering tonight. Scalise was shot early this morning at an Alexandria, Virginia baseball field.
4 other people were hurt in the attack. The suspect shot and killed. And tonight, we're learning more about his past in the weeks and months leading up to the attack. James Hodgkinson leaving behind a trail of trouble, including several arrests and hate-filled messages aimed at President Trump. At the Capitol, Speaker Paul Ryan sending a message reaching across the aisle and getting a standing ovation from both parties in the House as he spoke the words that echoed in the chambers, quote, "An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us."
Things took a tragic turn as congressmen and staffers practiced for an annual charity baseball game early this morning. But after the attack, it's game on. Lawmakers say they still plan to play tomorrow afternoon. From the moment shots were fired on the field to the latest on the victims, the shooter, and how Congress is moving forward after this shooting, we have night team coverage of the lawmakers attacked, starting with Dan Housley live on the scene in Alexandria, Virginia.
Well, the ball field where this happened remains lit up tonight. At points, the FBI had been doing continuing investigation there. But within the hour, we learned that President Trump has visited Representative Scalise in the hospital. The president and the First Lady visiting MedStar Hospital here in Washington. The First Lady bringing 2 bouquets of flowers. We have yet to hear from the White House any more details of that visit. But the president, like so many people, politicians and private citizens alike, rocked by what happened here this morning. A witness capturing the terrifying moments a man armed with a rifle opened fire at an Alexandria, Virginia baseball field, targeting Republican lawmakers who were practicing there. In the video, you can hear people yelling for help. Others seen hiding behind a dugout, one player running to safety.
Stay down, stay down, stay down.
When the shots die down, you can see people racing to take care of the injured on the field, while witnesses watched in terror, calls pouring in to first responders.
Shots being fired, and there are people running, possibly victims involved.
We were sitting ducks in that dugout. When I got in the dugout, I realized there was blood all over the place.
We were sitting ducks. I mean, we had nothing to fight back with but bats.
Lawmakers speaking out after the terrifying ordeal.
You have a baseball bat, they have a rifle, you're defenseless.
I was up to bat when the shooting occurred, or shooting began. Heard what I thought was a loud bang. And
did you think it was gunshots at first?
I thought it was a construction site that dropped a big piece of metal. And then I heard, "Run, he's got a gun."
Representative Steve Scalise from Louisiana, the House Majority Whip, was shot, as well as several others, including a congressional staffer, a lobbyist, and 2 Capitol police officers. witnesses describing the chaos.
I was trying to leave the gym, and someone told me there was a man with a gun outside. So I stopped and looked outside. There was a man with a gun.
The terror carrying over to a crowded gym.
At that point, I got everyone away from the windows. There were some people still standing by the front door, which is glass. So we got behind some cover, and the next thing I saw was the suspect being handcuffed on the pavement. No one shows up at a baseball field with an AK-47 accidental.
CNN reporting that this was a deliberate attack. Law enforcement sources identifying the gunman as 66-year-old James Hodgkinson of Belleville, Illinois. He was shot and killed by police. His Facebook page filled with anti-Trump sentiments.
The hatefulness, this political rhetoric hate, and I would consider, we'll let the witnesses describe it, this could be the first political rhetorical terrorist act, and that has to stop.
President Trump calling for unity in Washington.
We are strongest when we are unified and when we work together for the common good.
Lawmakers echoing his sentiment.
An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us.
As the FBI continues to investigate.
We continue to actively investigate the shooter's motives, acquaintances, and whereabouts that led to today's incident.
The FBI tonight says they know who did this, they know he's dead, but they want to know more about why he did this. So they're reaching out and asking people who may have seen this man, particularly here in Alexandria over the past several months when they believe he was living out of his vehicle on the street. They know that this man in public with other people did not show signs of danger, but online he showed signs of being a hyper-partisan politics person. Tonight, investigators are looking into James Hodgkinson's past. The 66-year-old from Belleville, Illinois, was active on social media, many of his posts filled with anti-Trump sentiments. Detectives are now combing through the pages of his past, trying to figure out a motive behind the attack.
We continue to actively investigate the shooter's motives, acquaintances, and whereabouts that led to today's incident.
In Facebook posts, Hodgkinson wrote, "President Trump has destroyed our democracy. It is time to destroy Trump and company." He also posted, "Republicans are the Taliban of the USA," and was part of a group called Terminate the Republican Party. On his page is also a political cartoon of one of his victims of the shooting, Congressman Steve Scalise. The alleged gunman was a strong supporter of Senator Bernie Sanders, volunteering for Sanders' campaign during last year's presidential election. Senator Sanders responded today, condemning the shooting.
I have just been informed that the alleged shooter at the Republican baseball practice this morning is someone who apparently volunteered on my presidential campaign. I am sickened by this despicable act. Violence of any kind is unacceptable in our society, and I condemn this action in the strongest possible terms.
Meanwhile, the former mayor of Alexandria said he met Hodgkinson at the YMCA a few times over the past month. He said Hodgkinson was often on his laptop and asked about job opportunities.
Through all of these exchanges, I never noticed anything unique about him other than the fact that he was a loner. I know somebody's hiring. I said, I'll send you the email link.
The former mayor said Hodgkinson's routine was like clockwork, and it looked like he was living out of his gym bag.
Oddly enough, he never discussed politics with me. He would not have been on my radar at all because he did not demonstrate the ability to do what he did.
Hodgkinson started his own home inspection company in 1994. He quit the job on New Year's Eve of last year, according to a Facebook post. Court records show Hodgkinson had several run-ins with the law, including arrests in the 90s for resisting police and drunk driving. More recently, in 2006, he was arrested for striking a man in the face with the butt of a shotgun and punching a woman, charges that were eventually dismissed. Back at home, a stunned friend tried to defend what happened.
I just want to let people know that he wasn't evil, that he was, I guess, tired of some of the politics that are going on.
Tonight, Democrats and Republicans are vowing the game will go on. They vow to participate in this bipartisan charity baseball game scheduled for tomorrow night. They say it will be played in downtown Washington, D.C. at the Washington Nationals ballpark. We're live in Alexandria, Virginia. Dan Housley, 7 News 19.
Thank you, Dan. Lawmakers are shaken up and shocked after the attack.
Tonight, they are saying this changes everything, and now they're worried about their own safety. The night team has more reaction in the aftermath. Here's Alex DePrado with much more on that.
Well, Ryan, the two Capitol Police officers were assigned to Representative Scalise because he holds a leadership position. Without those officers at the ballpark, it's likely many more would have been killed.
There could have easily been 25 deaths or more today. I think we had 25 team players and about 15 staff. But Officers Griner and Bailey prevented that, and my family and I will be forever grateful.
The quick action of the two Capitol Hill police officers not lost on Representative Roger Williams. He twisted his ankle as he dove for a dugout during practice.
The heroes are the police officers who attacked the shooter, and in doing so, quite probably saved many, many lives.
Representative Joe Barton was with his two sons when the gunfire broke out. His 10-year-old Jack was closest to him. He dove to the ground to make sure Jack was protected.
And our thanks are to the police officers who, including the Alexandria police, who arrived very quickly, who attacked. I can't emphasize this enough. They attacked the shooter, and that saved our lives.
Just after Representative Steve Scalise was shot, he tried to get away from the gunman. Senator Jeff Flake had to wait until the firefight was over to go help.
He was laying motionless out there, and so I wanted to get to him, but there were still shots going overhead from both sides.
Once the shooting was over, he sprinted to Scalise's side, applied pressure to the gun wound, and grabbed Scalise's phone.
I got Steve Scalise's phone and called his wife, and I just didn't want her to wake up and hear the news and not know what was going on.
And all those lawmakers saying they are glad tomorrow's annual baseball game will go on as planned. Live in the newsroom, I'm Alex DePrado, 7 News 19.
Thank you, Alex. And tonight, we're getting a chilling account when the gunman actually started shooting.
A witness pulling his cell phone out and recording the chaos, and we're hearing the frantic moments in the middle of the gunshots. Have a listen tonight.
Hey, is that guy okay out there? The guy been shot, is he okay?
The night team's Brandon Gano here with more from that witness tonight.
Kiki, this is from a man who lives in Alexandria. He's taking his dogs out for a walk like he normally does when what happened next was anything but. This cell phone video shows the moment the gunman opened fire on members of Congress and their aides. Noah Nathan was walking his dogs when the shots rang out. At first, he thought it was fireworks, but seconds later, he too was down on the ground with his two golden doodles hiding behind two metal trash cans. You can hear officers yelling at the suspect to get down.
Do we know where he's at? Do we know where he's at?
He's behind home plate. You call 911?
I assume people have been calling 911 already.
Nathan said when he looked up, he saw frightened lawmakers trying to hop the fence as police officers exchanged gunfire with the shooter.
Hey, is that guy okay out there? The guy been shot, is he okay? Is anybody talking to him?
Stay down, stay down, stay down.
Almost 4 minutes into the shooting, and the shots really started to ring out one after another. Seconds later, you can hear Capitol Police telling the gunman to put his weapon down, and then somebody could be heard yelling at the officers to shoot the suspect. Moments after that, you can see people running from the baseball field, including the man who shot this video. You can then see people helping one of the victims in the outfield.
Well, that was one hell of a way to start the morning.
Now, Noah Nathan said he estimated that the gun battle lasted at least 5 minutes. In the control room, Brandon Gano, 7 News 19.
Lawmakers from here at home shaken up when they heard their colleagues were caught in the line of fire.
Tonight, they're responding to the attack. The night team, Sharman Sacchetti, has more.
Shock and sadness from Massachusetts lawmakers in the wake of the shooting that wounded House Majority Whip Steve Scalise and 4 others.
In this crazy place of activity, when this news got out, everything stopped.
Congressman Bill Keating calls Congressman Scalise a friend. He says if it weren't for Capitol Police, who knows what could have happened.
Had they not been there, had they not acted the way they had, this could have been so much worse.
Senator Elizabeth Warren tweeted, "My thoughts are with Steve Scalise, all those injured, and the brave Capitol Police who protect us every day." Senator Ed Markey tweeted, "To Steve Scalise, the other shooting victims and their families, I'm praying for you. You have the strength of the nation with you right now." And Congressman Seth Moulton tweeting, he is proud to report the congressional baseball game is on. "We will stand together, Democrats and Republicans, against hatred and violence." Meantime, Congressman Joe Kennedy out with a strongly worded statement to keep victims and families in prayers. But we are also united by an unsettling feeling that this has gone too far, that in recent years our political system has given intolerance and unprecedented cover and inexplicably excused those who scapegoat, target, or hate. The responsibility for today's vicious attack lays squarely at the feet of the gunman, but responsibility for where we go from here lies in the hands of a nation that must show more than unity of reaction, but unity of response. Both Congressman Capuano and Congressman Lynch called the shootings horrific, and they say they too are praying for those affected. Sharman Sacchetti, 7 News 19.
Thank you, Sharman. And as the story continues to develop, stay with the news station. We'll bring you live breaking updates from the scene on air, online at WHDH.com or on our mobile apps.